Hey guys, it's Justin here from Oceanic Adventures. Welcome to the channel. I've just kicked it off earlier this year. Bought a GoPro in January and started off filming a lot of my dive stuff, and a few people that subscribe to the channel and just people that watch videos have reached out and asked me to do a little bit more talking, so here we are. And I guess, you know, show you what I do, whether I'll be fishing or diving and that sort of thing. So in this video today, it's from a week or two ago, I went down to Mandurah and fished in the state fishing comp, which is the WAIBAC, West Australian Interclub Boat Championship. It was hosted by Mandurah Offshore Fishing Club, really good venue, had a great time down there. Really enjoyed fishing around Mandurah. Haven't fished there much at all myself. I'd done a little bit with my kids and that was it. The conditions were awesome, just really flat water, and over all the day it was a pretty tough day on the water. Not a lot of fish weighed in, and being the demersal ban as well, it was a little bit restricted, but I managed to come runner up in the men's. My club I fished for dominated the event, and I think I actually won the men's. There's a protest at the moment that's just being sorted out, but it looks like I did have the most species, and yeah, won on the day, but it doesn't matter if that works out or not. Still won a heap of prizes and had a really good time down there. We had a cracking after party. Took a bit to recover from that actually. So yeah, I mean, this is a bit of a break up from the diving stuff, scuba and freediving videos you might have seen me post previously. It's an inshore fishing comp. You'll see, you know, what I'm doing. I hope I explain a bit about the rigs I'm using and techniques, and in the estuary there you can generally see where I am anyway. And that's a lot of the fishing I do, line fishing. I really only ever fishing comps. I'd love to get out more than that, but yeah, I always fish a monthly comp, usually with my local club, and some of these other events like state boat competitions and things like that. So hope you get something out of it. It was requested by some of my subscribers to talk a little bit more and tell you about what I do. If you've got any questions, by all means just hit me up on the channel, and I'll see if I can answer them for you. Yeah, hope you enjoy. Cheers. Despite being in this, you know, what are we in? 2 meters of water, 2.5 meters of water. That sinker won't hold the bottom here, so just going to switch it up, put a heavier one on. Probably just going to catch more blowies, but you never know. Alright, we're getting herring on the bottom rig now. I'm going to take some of these out and use them as a line. In the comp today, as per usual, we can only weigh in 1 fish per species, so I only need 1, but I love herring. Great bait, good to eat too. So I'm not unhappy to catch a few more. Anything but blowies I think is good. Speak of the devil, here we are. These long shank hooks are definitely the go in here. I was using a different rig with short little, what's called suicide hooks earlier. Yeah, I'll show you what I mean. And that's the end result. Blowies just getting it off. Where are we? Well, they bit both those little hooks off, so I can't even show you the hook now. Hooks are up. Alright, so I'm just going to cast this little twisty, 10 gram, gold, I don't know, gold just seems to go better, especially in these estuaries. All the the tailor, we're hitting these gold bomber lures this morning. As you can see there, that Smiling Jack just didn't even get a strike. It was this one actually, it was doing the damage with that orange underneath it. Gold bomber, pretty cheap. Little lure. Just getting a few strikes on the tailor anyway. So this is my herring rig. This one is actually a homemade one. Champagne cork there. I think I painted it with a bit of nail polish, fluorescent orange. Good sort of metre or so a trace. A little bit of split shot there, which is in these strong current conditions. Just get your bait down a bit closer to the fish, and then just a long shank hook. Perfect for when there's a few blowies around and a little bit of prawn. And I'll just leave that in the holder there with light drag. Herring fight pretty hard for a little fish, so they'll pick that up, run with it, hook themselves, and just going to try something here. The blowies are really, oh, I've got a herring on there. Feels like another small one. This is always the interesting part. Look at the bananas. Oh, gee, I'll tell you what, he might be the biggest one today. Which, yep, he's a good sort of 21, 22 centimetres. I'll just check him. That's good. I only need one herring to weigh in, and yeah, he's easy size. So 23, 24 centimetres, perfect. Alright, so I'll bait out just in case there's a few around, a few of those bigger ones, we can get a little upgrade. But what I'm going to do, the blowies are just hammering me under the boat, but I've been throwing out a little bit of burley just to try and get these herring on the chew and maybe anything else that's around, but maybe there's no blowies over here. I can only hope. So we'll give this a go. It doesn't look too snaggy here. I'm just going to drag this along the bottom, which is sort of how you want to be fishing for whiting. Now there's sand whiting and King George in here. It could be skippy. I've seen people catch skippy here before. It's no secret where I am. I'm just inside the Dawesville Cut. Haven't really, I've fished here once with my kids just trying to catch some herring a bit like this. From what I can remember, the blowy to herring ratio was pretty high. Hey guys, Justin from Oceanic Adventures here. So today is the WAIBAC state boats competition out of Mandurah. So just pan around. I'm fishing at the moment about 3 k's off Mandurah. I've got some footage earlier, picked up some tailor and herring in the estuary, a few King George, but they weren't big enough, pretty small. So just fishing where I've got a fish on there. I have to wind that up. Alright, I'm back. That was just a wrasse, nothing to worry about. So I'm in, what, 6 to 8 metres of water, just anchored upstream of a bit of a lump here. You can probably see I've got a decent slick burley trail going. Got some fish frames, chook pellets, etc. in that burley bag there, just drifting down. At the moment I've got 2 floaters out. I'll show you what that rig looks like when I pull one in. I've been fishing the bottom. I'm allowed to fish 2 rods, so at the moment I've got 2 of the floaters out because I'm trying to catch a Samson fish. This is my bottom fishing rig. I just caught a skippy, which is great because that's what I wanted. Just some pretty small hooks, nothing special there. A double paternoster rig, chasing small inshore fish on a little overhead setup. Yeah, I'll run you through probably a few of the rigs I'm using today. Just to sort of show you what I do. On one rod there, I've got a herring that I caught earlier out. On this one, I've got a scaly, so you've got a pack of scalies there. You know, just mixing it up. A few alternatives. Sometimes sambos, although they're a big fish, they just take the smaller baits. Sometimes they might just hook up on that little rod there as well. But, yeah, so we'll see how we go. I'll probably give it another 20 minutes on this spot. Probably already been here 20, and I don't know, just not really feeling it here. There's a sort of fringing reef, and I want to go get some whiting in a bit too, because this is a species comp today. What that means is we just go. Rob went off. It's just one of each species you can weigh in. There's a fairly broad range of species. We're fishing during the demersal ban, so obviously can't weigh in any demersal fish. So yeah, we've got 4 species, I think. Trying to get 5 or 6, see how we go. Haven't seen any pelagic activity, but if I get a chance, I'll definitely do some trolling. Heard there's a few tuna around, and see how we go. Okay, so I thought I'd run you through my Sambo rig. So this is one of them. This is a 50-pound setup, pretty heavy setup, but when you're tackling Sambos of 10 to 12 or and upwards kilos, that definitely gives you a lot of power to muscle them into the boat. You probably can't see, but there's cray pots around me and anchor lines, and if they can, they'll kind of head for that structure. So yeah, it's always good to have a little bit more power to get a bit of control back. On this, it's just a double snell rig, so you can see it's about a 5/0 circle hook on top, and then just it's a 5/0, it's a suicide hook on the back. If you're setting up rigs like this, always run your circle hook up the front or up the top of the rig. And that's just a herring I caught earlier, and it's about all. I don't know, it's probably about 80-pound trace, something like that. Got a bit of a leader on there too, so got a bit of abrasion resistance. There is a few lumps around here, and you know, there's a good chance a Sambo could sort of rub you off on that, and you'll lose it. So yeah, the other rod's a little bit lighter, pretty much the same setup as far as rig goes. I've just got a scaly mackerel on that, you know, just a different bait. See what they're into today. Quite often the smaller bait's the one that gets the job done, but yeah, caught some fresh herring, why not use them as bait too. You can see there's a bit of activity on the sounder there. But yeah, there's a lot of wrasse and some small fish down there. Have caught a skippy. I might see if I can get a couple more for a feed. Don't mind eating a skippy. But yeah, ideally I'd love to pick up a KG on this spot or something like that. Oh yes, leather jacket, which is a great fish not only to eat but to catch today, because can weigh them in. Awesome.